All right, so this is Bookle AI. Super easy to use. This software generates books with AI that actually sound like you, that have all of your content, but it's written with AI. So as you see here, we have two different books that I was creating. And yes, this was me making a book about how to juggle rabid ferrets. We're not going to talk about that. That was a long time ago. That was yesterday. But let's start with a new one right here. So first things first, what is this book about? All right, so I already have an idea here that I want to do. Something that I'm passionate about. You should always, I believe, write a book that you're passionate about. This one's going to be the ultimate lifestyle travel hacks. Now, I love traveling. And listen, guys, I like to really figure out like a cool, cheap way to travel. I love to find travel deals. I'm really into all that stuff, right? Now, so I'm going to write a book about that. I actually have some stuff I want to put in this book. And that's what makes Bookle different, right? You can go to ChatGPT and have it write you a shitty book. Pardon my French, but it's true. You can go get a really crappy book made easily with ChatGPT. That's not what Bookle's about. It's about if you have a vision, you have something you want to put in your own flair, you have a couple things you want to make sure that are in that book, that's where this really shines. So what type of tone do we want to do? Now, if you're doing a how-to book, right? And this is a how-to book, right? It's how to travel, get lifestyle hacks, travel with ease, all that stuff. Then you're going to probably want to stick with one of these top ones here, professional, semi-professional. I'm going to do conversational. I think that's perfect for this. Now, if you scroll down, we have a bunch. You could do satirical, whimsical, all right? You could do dark, uplifting, nostalgic, witty, regretful. Now, why would you have these types in there? That's for fiction, all right? You can actually create amazing fiction books with the software as well. And as you see how this software works, when you really put your own flavor into this, you can write a whole book from your head without writing it. It's freaking amazing. There's nothing like this out there. But I'm going to choose conversational for this. Now, again, we're doing ultimate lifestyle travel hacks. My description is going to be, this book teaches people how to ball on a budget. Anyone can pick up this book and find out the best destinations and the cheapest way to get there. Learn how to travel safe, see the world, and find the hidden gems that will make your friends jealous and the adventure continue. Okay? So I'm going to click next, and then now we get to choose our audience. So you can actually skip this step if you want. If you have some ideas about the structure of your book and all that, you can add it as well. So for example, my audience here, I could say this is solo travelers, budget travelers, and people who adhere to the nomadic lifestyle. Now, you'll notice I have a spelling mistake there. Bookle doesn't care. We'll figure all that stuff out with the AI system. Don't even worry about it. Of course, you can change it if you want. Now, structure here. I'm going to just skip this step. I'm not going to press skip because I do want this audience in here. I want them to know, especially this nomadic traveler, that's a pretty big movement that's going on. I got a great friend of mine, Josh, who actually does this. He travels the world, super jealous, a really cool lifestyle. So I think I'm going to keep that in there. But structure would be like if you want to talk about the table of contents. If you're like, hey, look, I really want this broken into 3 core sections. I want the first chapter to be this. You could put that information here. For me, I'm going to edit the table of contents, but I want to use Bookle because Bookle's super smart with this stuff to come up with it. All right, boom. So here we go. Left-hand side, we have our full table of contents. Look at this, 12 complete chapters. Of course, we can add more. Hey, if you want to add something in the middle of this, you can add one above, below, delete. Of course, change out any of this stuff, including the book name up here if you want. Then on the right-hand side, we have our book cover. Look at these. These are awesome. Now, I would not go with this one, even though it's super cool, because I don't want to show all that luggage. I want this to be about traveling light and seeing the world. Hey, that's a good one. I think number 4 might be the best, but let me see. You know what? I think I like this one. This almost gives me a Jungle Cruise from that movie vibe. We're going to stick with that. Okay, so on the left-hand side here, we have the introduction. I love that. Now, if I didn't, I would just click here and delete that, or I could change it out, all right? Now, when you change out the text, it is going to change what's inside of it as well, which is really cool. But to really dive in deep, you want to add a note. So for this example, I'm going to say, mention that this book is written by Trey Smith. I've traveled the world to 465 countries. I don't even know if there are that many countries. That is absolutely not true. And I'm excited to share my journey. All right. Now, I'm just doing this as an example so you can see. I'm going to add that note in here. But what you would want to do, and I recommend, look, it takes 5 seconds. Go through each one and add a little bit of your flavor. This is what makes Bookle so different. If you read my Money Machine book, I had a good few paragraphs for each one of these, and that's what made it great. That's what made it sound unique. It didn't sound like AI created drivel, and that's why you probably like the book if you read it. And this is great. So for example, one more I want to do here, finding the best deals. There's a website that I've used before called TravelZoo, and I want to say, make sure to mention travelzoo.com. They have great deals, and they should keep an eye on the top 2020 deal section of the website. All right, I want to make sure that's in there. Look, it can be a note as simple as that, or you can get as detailed as you want. This is what's going to make your book unique. But look at this. I just noticed embracing the nomadic lifestyle, building a sustainable and fulfilling life on the road. Remember? That's what I mentioned earlier, that I wanted to go after those people. So it made sure to include that. That's awesome. So I would definitely want to add in here if I was writing this book, actually, right? And then solo travel adventures. Again, I talked about who's this for, solo traveler. So here at the end of the book, they go specifically down to who it's for. Really cool stuff, right? And then, so you would want to add in as much as possible here. Now I'm going to click on generate, and now we're building our book. Now, first off, we have our cover here. You'll see on the left-hand side, it's actually writing each chapter. Now, our software is pretty complex. This is not just really simple stuff that's hitting an API and that's it. This is going to take about 3 minutes to write each chapter, okay? And it expands it out. These are expanded chapters. It's really, really cool the way that this works out. And during that time, you can move this stuff around, figure it out. You can delete this, change the background color if you want, change the book title, change out all the different fonts, etc. Play around with this stuff, put your name, and it's going to build out your book. So now we're going to do a little time travel, let this build out super fast so we can check it out. All right, guys, you can see over here, we've generated about half of the book so far. You can see right now it's on this chapter, which is chapter 7. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and just walk you guys through this. Now I'm looking for a couple of things. Remember, I said I want to talk about my personal experiences here in chapter 1, the introduction. Also, I think it was finding the best deals. I wanted to mention Travel Zoo. So let's see if any of that stuff happened. Now we can scroll down here, author name. I'm going to want to obviously change that to Trey Smith. And again, editing this is as simple as you think. Just click on it and edit it. Hey, by the way, we built this whole editor. This is the AutoFunnel editor. We built this in-house. This is not like something that we borrowed. It's not open source. All of this is something that Nick Rudenko, my co-founder, absolute genius, figured out and the whole entire team built. So really cool stuff. Really proud of the team behind this. And this looks great. This is a very great cover. All right, so introduction. Welcome to the ultimate lifestyle travel hacks, all right? Now, welcome to the world of travel, where adventure awaits around every corner and new experiences are just a plane ride away. In this book, written by Trey Smith, there we go, an avid traveler who has explored an impressive 465 countries, we will delve into the art of traveling and uncover the ultimate lifestyle travel hacks that will transform the way you explore the world. Couple interesting things. First off, if I wanted to add something in here and say, and next, blah, 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 you can do that. Just boom, it's done. All right, now you've added to your book. You can change it. You can delete stuff. All that's easy. But notice how it's written. It's very conversational. Hey, this is the way I write books. If this seems familiar, it's because, again, my book Money Machine was written with this software. It's the first book ever made with the software. The prototype, the ugly version, not this beautiful thing that you're looking at now. It created Money Machine, right? Which was a huge book for me. And I used the conversational setting of Bookle to write it. So if it looks a little familiar and sounds familiar. Now look, if you have something more technical, professional, that's fine. I love books written in this style. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep on looking here. And if we go down, you know what? Let's see if we can find, now you can change any of this stuff over here. We can rearrange the orders, all that stuff. But let's go down and find where we're talking about the best deals. All right, I think it's above this one. There we go. Finding the best deal, saving money and accommodations on accommodations, flights, and activities. Now, listen, guys, I haven't looked yet to see if Travel Zoo's on here. So if it's not, I'm going to be embarrassed, but we're going to find out. All right, so plan in advance. Hey, let's say that you're like, you know what, I really want to just bold these. Just, Command B or just hit the bold symbol there. Boom. We can do the whole thing here. Make sure we get that one in there. Perfect. Be flexible with your travel dates. All right. Now, this is interesting. I'm not seeing anything about Travel Zoo, unfortunately, but that's all right. Even if it doesn't do it, it's still cool software. Utilize online travel agencies and search engines. Hey, Booking.com. That's interesting. I might want to italics that one. Kayak. That's a great site. I've used, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'll never use Expedia again. I had a terrible experience in Europe with them last year. But anyways, so, okay, still not seeing anything. Alternative accommodations. Hey, that's an interesting one as well. Talking about Airbnb. Oh, Hostel World. I've used them before or heard about them. At least Couchsurfing. I got friends I've used them. So looking for package deals. Here we go. Maybe we're going to find it in here. Many travel providers offer, there we go, package deals that include flights, accommodations, and activities all in one. One of the best sites for this is boom, there we go, travelzoo.com. Make sure to pay close attention to their top 20 deals on their website. All right, boom. That's what I'm talking about, right? So Bookle actually takes your ideas and infuses it, guys, infuses it into the book. So it's not just some book written by a robot. It's your ideas built into the book, all right? And then they even have here, you can find amazing trips and destinations on your budget. It even explains how it works. These packages often come at discounted rates as they're bundled together. By purchasing a package deal, you can say blah, blah, blah. So really cool stuff. Be open to different destinations. And we can go through the whole entire book. Obviously, we have a ton of content here. All right, so this would be a great book for anyone who is interested in traveling on a budget and didn't know this. And remember, we can keep going down. We have stuff in the nomadic lifestyle. We have stuff specifically for people who are into that. Super, super cool stuff, and only available with Bookle.